bienvenue à tous.
So welcome everybody. Welcome for the interview of the man who killed Don Quixote. And here he is, the man who killed Don Quixote. It's here in Cannes. It's in the theatres as well. So you finally brought this film to Cannes. And Terry Gilliam, thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're here with us today. I'm very, very happy. And as well to find Adam Driver again. How are you doing, Adam? Thank you for coming along again with us. Jonathan Pryce, thank you as well. And JOANA RIBEIRO. So I'm very happy to meet you and to welcome you here. Very happy. I'm thrilled to welcome this film. So what sort of state of mind are you in now? The film is finally coming out in the theatres. I mean, the story itself is a thriller. You know, you've been working on it for 30 years, loads of ups and downs, a crazy story. So what's your state of mind? Are you happy, relieved?
With the mic, please.
With the mic.
Sorry, I'm totally relaxed. We've seen the film. Critics have seen the film. Everybody seems to love the film. I'm trying to find somebody who hates the film, but so far, not much luck. And the fact it's finished, and people can now see what we've been working on for a long time. Some of us longer than others.
So do you feel released in a way? The story's behind you now?
Yeah. I was saying to JOANA only earlier today that it doesn't seem like a quarter of a century. It seems like a week or two we started this project, and now it's done. It's very interesting how the brain will reject and forget all the nightmares and only remember the dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit like after giving birth, I think. Women don't remember the pain they've had. And for you, it was a very painful, a difficult birth. I mean, did you always believe you'd make it?
I don't know why I continued working on it, but it was probably the film demanding that I finish it. The film was very powerful. And the film changed a lot. The script changed a lot over all those years, and it finally became a film worth finishing. The one we started was not nearly as good a film as the one we managed to make. Thanks to you guys.
Jonathan Pryce, I mean, you know Terry Gilliam, you've known him for a long time, you've worked on this film. During the shoot, were you afraid? You thought, there's the curse, something's going to happen, something's going to go wrong, we're not going to be able to finish the film. You know, did you worry sometimes?
Not really worry. I was more perturbed by the fact that the two guys who made the documentary Lost in La Mancha were there from day one again, and I thought they might curse it, but no, it was a joyous few months in Spain and Portugal. So I felt no sense of a curse at all. And none of it anyway was of Terry's making originally. It was all forces of nature. And the weather held off this time. Not your fault at all, Terry. Don't care what anyone says.
Vous aviez enfin la jurole
Yes,
aussi, Jonathan Pryce.
Finally, you got the role, Jonathan Pryce. The film waited for you. Terry Gilliam waited for you.
Well, I think Terry, in some respects, put lots of obstacles in the way of the film being made over 25 years, because essentially he was waiting for me to be old enough to play Quixote, and it paid off.
It was necessary for him to grow nice, thick eyebrows, which took 20-some years to get to this
20-odd years, yeah. And it was my own beard as well.
Adam Driver, qu'est-ce que ça ça représente quoi pour vous, au-delà du rôle, au-delà du
Apart from the
personnage,
role of the character, I mean, what does it mean to you to take part in this legendary film already?
I don't know. I haven't really sat and tried to evaluate it or have much self-reflection. Even when we were making it, it's not really something that you can take into consideration. You can't play importance, so it's really, you kind of play it like you do everything else, is just survival until someone tells you to go home.
Et pour vous,
and JOANA, for you, what does it mean for you? What does the film represent for you? This man who killed Don Quixote in your career, this particular role.
What it represents to me? Well, it's I never thought that I would get the chance to work with Terry, and the fact that the film is finished and that I could be a part of it, it's amazing. Really.
Adam Driver,
this character is not a very nice person. In fact, he's arrogant. He's a bit of a coward. Was it nice to play? this sort of character?
No, that's who I am in life, so it felt like just putting on a glove, really. No, yeah, similar to that was fun at the beginning a little bit, because almost similar to Quixote, he's uninhibited and putting himself first. So that's kind of there's no tactic that he won't use to kind of because he's just thinking of one thing. But then he's pretty quickly unsettled, and Terry's leading it. He surrounds you with amazing actors, costume pieces that you'll never get to, wear again. You're in situations you'll never be in, beautiful locations that, have been not curated, but, that have been playing out in his mind for years. I mean, almost to answer your question from before, it's the whole thing is surreal. To be here in this festival with Terry and these actors is pretty great. But I diverted from your actual question. But yes, it was fun to play.
Mais c'est effectivement surréaliste, mais
yeah, it is surrealistic, but it's real, in fact, because you're here. Jonathan Pryce, there was the script, Terry Gilliam's script, but Cervantes as well. Did you reread Cervantes before you played this your Don Quixote? Is there something almost Shakespearean about the character?
There's something. I've never read the Cervantes version. I was saving myself for Terry Gilliam's. But there's definitely something Shakespearean about the character, but mostly in this sort of the poetry and the size of the performance. And I've done a lot of Shakespeare on stage in the past, and even musicals I get to sing in Don Quixote. I've never used my falsetto before, but I thought it came out rather well. But it's, people ask me how I prepared for, 70 years of living, and now four films with Terry is ample preparation.
Je suis très heureux d'accueillir.
So I'm very happy to welcome Jonathan Pryce, Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam, I mean, it's dedicated to the memory of Jean Rochefort. Are you thinking about Jean Rochefort today? Jean Rochefort, who unfortunately died recently?
It's always been that problem, because Jean Rochefort stayed with me for so long after the collapse of the film. It was very hard to recast for all those years, because the image of Jean at that point was the only Quixote I could imagine. And having eventually gone through and Jonathan came into our life, it's kind of wonderful. One of the interesting things, the film is also dedicated to John Hurt, who was Quixote for a while and then unfortunately died. What is interesting, all of the people who have played Quixote involved in this film are called Jean or John or John.
Oui. Ou Jonathan,
Why is this?
exactement. Eh bien, merci.
Absolutely, that's weird. Yeah, so that's one of the mysteries. So many mysteries in this story. So I think there's going to be a number of books written about it. Anyway, this surrealism has become reality. Thank you so much, Adam Driver. Thank you, Jonathan Pryce. Thank you, JOANA, RIBEIRO, and thank you so much, Terry Gilliam. So just enjoy the festival now. You're freed of this Don Quixote, and we're so happy to go and see it. So we're going to go and see the team in the press conference, the man who killed Don Quixote, to close this wonderful 71st Cannes Film Festival.